Again, God will not give you more than you can bear. Mm. Individualizes pain that is often systemic. It makes injustice feel like a personal test rather than a collective failure, right? As an example, disabled folks navigating inaccessible healthcare, trans youth surviving anti-LGBTQ plus legislation, families crushed by capitalism while being told to stay strong. I know you're hungry. You're facing eviction and you've been without lights for 3 weeks. Stay strong. It's okay. You got this. What? This isn't a divine lesson. It is a violent systemic design. The reframe I offer here is God isn't the one giving us more than we can handle. The empire is. And we're not here to passively endure it in the name of God. We're here to disrupt it, right? That is the calling here, right? Like if you are someone who identifies as a Christian, I want you to remove yourself from colonial Christianity and get back to Christ-likeness because he was disruptive. Like really study the life of Christ. And he was about that life. He was disruptive. Like, absolutely not. No, no. And didn't try to convince me, oh, you know what? Dust your feet, walk to the next town. I don't have the time or the energy. I'm going to tell you some truths and I'm going to keep on moving. That's what I got for you because I don't have a lot of time. Time's a ticking. And he wasn't sitting down playing games, right? He wasn't like, oh, yes, this is right. He was fighting against empire. So really sit and examine your faith. If that is what you believe in, I love that for you. Whatever brings you comfort, right? You know, whatever truth you have, but then dismantle that truth, right? Is it built in colonial Christianity or Christ-likeness? Okay, those are your questions of the day to weigh. The reflection here is what burdens have I mistaken as mine to carry alone that are actually a part of collective harm that we must refuse together? Right. That is something that we really need to sit with, right? Because when we're talking about those 15 pillars of supremacy, culture, and individualism, isolation is needed for these things to work. So when you're talking about someone like myself who's separated, I'm a woman. So of course it's my fault. Like that's like, right. That's that gender bias that happens. Well, what did you do? You weren't quiet enough. You weren't meek enough. Well, whatever. That is how that works, right? So is it my own personal failing because of my first divorce? Because I'm on round 2. I was actively practicing, my Irish Catholicness. And I felt this need to hold this together, even though we knew that we were young, we were teenagers, and we went into our mid to late 20s. And we just grew, We just were different people. We just were just not the same people. You're not who you are. Hey, um, Reverend Sonia says. And by the way, his name was Yahshua. Jesus would have been his slave name. Thank you for that correction. Yes, you're correct. Yes, thank you. I really do appreciate that correction because, yeah, we should use people's actual names, right? Not the ones given by empire. So I appreciate that. So, where was I at though? Because now that did throw me off. What burdens have I mistaken as mine to carry along? Oh, okay. So I'm back. So there's this idea that I just felt like I needed to hold it together, right? Instead of it being that there was a systemic failure for marriages, even, right? Because there's this idea, right? Like from that cis hetero Christian patriarchy idea is that you guys get married and you kind of go off on your own. You're not held by your village anymore, right? Oh, you got a husband. All of a sudden you don't need help. What? Why? Why? Or you don't need friends. No, don't apologize, Reverend. We will always get back. And that is just depth and integration happening the way I do for my brain. No need to apologize. So like we're sitting down and like we don't have that village, right? That carries people through. Maybe it could have lasted if there were elders still there. Like, oh, this is a normal transition when you're young, right? Like, and you move into your 20s and your 30s and let's sit down and let's talk. And there were intergenerational places and spaces and support for actual family structure, not a supremacy idea